Okay, here we go. We're going to do another review topic. Today's review topic is going to be solving quadratics by factoring. All right, we're going to start with the first factoring technique, which is greatest common factor, GCF. All right, process. Whenever we see an x squared and we're trying to solve for it and show the work algebraically, what we want to try to do is we want to try to get 0 on one side of the equation. Then what we want to do is we want to factor the non-zero side. Then we want to set each factor equal to 0 and solve. Okay? In the first example, you can see that 0 is already on one side. We're dealing with an x squared, so we got 0 on one side. All right, now we want to solve for x. So the way we do that is we think, okay, how can we factor this? And obviously we're going to factor it using the greatest common factor because we're under the GCF lesson right now. So I look at the two terms. The greatest common factor I can take out is an x times. Again, you go through, what do I multiply x by to get x squared? That's an x. Keep the sign the same. Minus, what do I multiply x by to get 6x? That's going to be 6 equals 0. So we got 0 on one side, which we didn't have to do. We factored. Now we set each factor. Here's one factor. Here's the second factor. We set each factor equal to 0, and we solve. So there's nothing really to do here. X is equal to 0. Over here, I'm going to add 6 to both sides, and I get x is equal to 6, and I'm done. Next example. All right, we have 5x squared minus 25x. Directions are going to be solve for x. So if I want to solve this guy for x, what I want to try to do, again, you see an x squared. So if you see an x squared, we're going to get 0 on one side. If the x squared term is positive, leave it alone and bring everything else over to it. So I'm going to add 25x to both sides. When I do that, I'm going to get 5x squared plus 25x is equal to 0. All right, now I'm going to look very carefully and start with, again, the first factoring technique, which is GCF. The greatest common factor of both terms in this case is going to be 5x. I'm going to take that out. What I have left is going to be 5x times something gives me 5x squared. The missing piece is x. Plus 5x times what is going to give me 25x. That's simply going to be 5 is equal to 0. I'm going to bring the rest over here. So now I have two factors. So I got 0 on one side, check. I factored. Now I'm going to set each factor equal to 0. So here's my first factor, 5x equals 0. And then my second factor, x plus 5 equals 0. And then solve. Over here, divide both sides by 5 to get x by itself. X is equal to 0 because that's what 0 divided by 5 is. Comma, subtract 5 from both sides. I'm going to get x is equal to a negative 5. That's it. What I want to see you guys do is try these 3 questions. Again, you're going to be solving, and you're going to need GCF to get there. All right, good luck.